Alright everybody, welcome back on in to another 8 versus 8 here on All That Glitters and Beyond All Reason. Let's take a look at our teams here today. We're going to start off with the red team, commander, or I should say led by Benzir. The red commander here is Armada, coming in at 28 skill, going to be going from the attack position. The blue team is led by Mooper Sega. It's Blue Commander's Cortex, coming in at 26 skill. We can meet the rest of the teams here. For the red team, in the air position, we have Mimi playing Cortex. In the backline support, we have Nice Ride with Armada. That's one skill there. And Mimi was at 16. Viable, so yellow commander here, is going for Armada vehicles, 24 skill. The fuchsia player, Avenger, 19 skill, going for Armada vehicles, frontline in the canyon. Aggressive frontline Cortex vehicles in the light pink. Time Container, aggressive, 14 skill. Time Container, 16 skill, going for Armada vehicles from the front line. And then Quet is 21 skill, the orange commander here, going Armada bots from the front line. Do have a couple of ticks going forward yet. We have, I believe that's supposed to be Eric. 1 skill, front line, the I don't know, lavender color, I guess? Going Cortex vehicles. His support position in the back line is hexadecimal, purple, going Armada bots. In the air position for the blue team is Urgle Yukanon? I'm just going to call them Urgle. The green player, 24 skill, going Armada air. In the frontline position, we have Oslox, 10 skill, going Armada bots. Frontline position is myself, going Cortex bots here, coming at 16 skill. And then in the backline support position is Duffy, 21 skill, going Armada bots. And we do have a little bit of tit for tat here on the front lines. We've got some pawns running up in and some ticks trying to run down through. Looks like the yellow player got a couple early blitzes out, which is going to shore up and prevent these grunts from making any run-bys here. Grunt just barely outranging that blitz there for a moment, getting some free damage on it before it catches up. Scout going through early. 1 blitz taken care of by these grunts. I bring my grunts over as well to help zone out this blitz so it can't squirt by and leak in. Over on the right side of the map, we got an incisor going against ticks and a pawn. LLT's coming up behind this from Eric in front of his 3.2 mechs, but not in range yet of the enemy's 3.2 mechs, and that's very important to deny as the Canyon player, because there is more mechs here for the opposing side that is going to be giving you a disadvantage over time trying to hold your lane as the Canyon player. Oslox and Time Container setting up their lines, but Eric is pushing from the Canyon position and taking out these LLTs before they're finished up from Time Container. Definitely missing anybody up on the front here from either side in the center. Most commanders have made it up to the front now at this point. I'm up at the front. Mooper Sega's up at the front. And then we've got Oslox and Eric as well. We do have this big open gap. A bit of a problem. For the opposing side, we've got Quet is up to the front with his commander, pushing back these vehicles. These incisors getting pushed out. And Time Container Setting up more LLTs, fortifying his position. Aggressa's still making their way up to the front, building up all the mexes as they come forward, and building LLTs as they go through. It's more time consuming, but this does help for run-bys to protect your mexes from being taken down for free. And then it looks like Avenger is going for a very, very quick cloak jammer here, which maybe they're intending on putting up some artillery. It's really the only reason I would see to put up that jammer this early. Got rocket bots here for Quet, which could be taking pot shots at these LLTs if he just moved them just one step forward. Just one step forward. Put out that free damage of being able to outrange your opponent. We got some medium tank and Janice coming forward to go against this LLT which was just put up. I guess they didn't like any static defense being put in there. Janice getting a huge hit there. Air player going through this early. Urgel's sending in some bombers very early, going after these wind turbines and mexes. Gets a good chunk there. Wow. Some early damage against that. Misses with this one, but ends up just barely clipping the energy converter and taking out a lot of wind turbines with it. There is some static air power or air defense coming up now, but a lot of energy damage has occurred here. Don't know if it was worth that many fighters and bombers, but it will significantly delay their tech players' economy. Looks like Time Container is pushing in with some medium tanks and Janice against the bot combinations. These rocket bots, if not moved around, are just going to fall quite quickly. The Janice deals so much damage. If you're clumped up, you lose multiple units at once to those volleys. It looks like over here, Ket is finally got his rocket bots in range of these LATs and takes them down, and there is not much behind. I do like the mine layer here. Ooh, that is never fun to go running through with units thinking you're going to slip into the back line and then just end up dying to a minefield. Avenger's got to be careful here. Those thugs just took him all the way down to, like, what, 37% after some healing? Got a pounder here for Aggressa. That is a great counter to these infantry that I have. Went forward because I was getting hit by that Wolverine, and getting hit by artillery is just so frustrating. While I was hitting him, Yellow decided to bring forward some medium tanks. But luckily, Blue was able to shift over and help out. Still going back and forth with these medium tanks. A lot of reclaim over here. Got resbots going at it, just turning dead units into new units. Always nice. Oh, there we go. We got a gauntlet coming up for Time Container. Bots trying to get forward far enough to deal with these shell shockers because they're just so frustrating. Unfortunately, I get jumped on by some blitzes, which get into my grave robbers and take out my res reclaim abilities. Looks like air's coming through again. It's got more T1 fighters and bombers. Don't know what he's attacking. Looks like going for the wind power. Gets a couple wind turbines. Couple wind turbines back here. Does not look like much, really. There is enough anti-air here now that this isn't dealing enough damage to correlate with what it costs. Taking out 10 to 15 wind turbines is just not enough. Had medium tanks start to do a run by here, but luckily they were picked up and forced back out. Avenger just going for all defensive structures. Not building a whole lot of units, just building tons and tons of T1 fortifications. Just usually not the way to go. Got a forward vehicle bay up here for myself. Looks like Mooper Sega went for a heavy laser tower. Ocelox is just going for units and a single LLT, but their commanders are forward and they got some build power up here to repair everything. We've got Hexadecimal has built Dragon's Claw up here on the front. There we go, we got an agitator here, which can reach out and touch the defenses that Ket has built. The agitator, or correction, gauntlet that Time Container has built is sort of pushed back the front line here. So we're getting a little bit of forward push from the west side and a little bit of lost ground on the east side. Looks like we're getting another attempt at a run by here. Now Gressa turns around, thinks better of it. Just exchanging blows, not really doing too much damage to each other. The agitator is done on this side, which is just going to start firing away if he actually builds some vision. He is attacking it into this Dragon's Claw, but with it in its down position, it's not gonna. There we go. Retargeting though. Not targeting at all, actually. Ket might go down here. Ooh, great D-gun. It's like 8 tanks, 9 tanks go down, but unfortunately wasn't enough. And the commander does go down. It takes out all of the defenses with him when he does. We got bombers coming in from the brown player, Mimi. What are we gonna get here? We get good amount of energy converters and wind turbines for that bomber. Looks like that's gonna be it. Alright. We got a Persecutor here up for Mooper Sega, which is going to make holding on to any of these T1 defensive positions nearly impossible. Really got to upgrade now by this point. There is no way to hold those. Yeah, it's even to the Dragon's Teeth dealing a bunch of damage. And it's just going to start dealing damage faster and faster as it racks up experience and kills. Oh, now it got vision. And with that, much more accurate. Yeah. Taking that out very quickly. And he's building Sheldon behind this. How's the eco doing for this? Red, he's up to a fusion, working on his first APHIS. Yellow already has 1 fusion done, about to have their 2nd fusion done. Not yellow, I guess it's tan. Nice ride. Yellow, viable, has Just wind power, it looks like. And it looks like the fuchsia player Avenger is going for advanced solars. Blue player's got one fusion up and then advanced solars. Myself, mass wind turbine working on my first fusion. Our corner support Duffy already has an APHIS up. Our Eco on this side. The Lupin the Third. He's got one APHIS done, part of the way through the second APHIS. And our air player's got a fusion done. Frontliner next to me. Ocelox has a lot of advanced solars. Oh, we got more air coming through. We got 3 bombers, but some of them already been taken down by static air. The rest taken out by fighters, nothing. Wow. We've got Ocelox coming forward with a big ball of medium tanks going for this gauntlet because he got tired of dealing with those long-range plasma shots coming in. Does get the gauntlet, loses a lot of medium tanks in the process. These lightning turrets tear through T1. Alright, looks like yellow's coming in with some bulls against my T1 defenses and units. Doesn't have many though, he's just got 4 bulls to start with and some medium tanks, which didn't quite have the numbers to make that push. Blue is making progress into the canyon with their Sheldon Ball. And my Sheldon Ball plus Arbiters is just starting. Losing more bulls here. Looks like Ocelox going in again with these medium tanks. Gauntlet got resurrected by Ket, and it's just going to go right down again. And this time, a lot of that static defense that dropped those medium tanks the first time has gone down. So these medium tanks now are pushing through. Let's see if they're able to get through and actually deal some economic damage. It looks like Eric has brought his forces through as well. Ket's commander got back up, got resurrected. He has hounds here, but they're unfortunately in range of the medium tanks, which is not where you want the hounds to be. Commander just dishing out the D-guns here. Oh my. About 10 tanks gone to those D-guns. Oof. All for the... Got 1, 2, 3 metal extractors, I think. It's not enough. Not for that many tanks. It is a saving grace that when they're D-gunned like that, you don't get to resurrect them. Ooh, this is a big push through. Look at that. Aggressive decides to come forward when Ocelox left his line open. Takes out Urgel's commander. Saving us on the blue side here is when Urgel's commander went down, he took out that ball of medium tanks with him. Oh, that's a rough one. We got Sheldon Ball up here from Mooper Sega, working on my Sheldon. What is Avenger working on? He's got Mausers. Alright. Building, plans to build a lot of bulls. It's ambitious. We got some lovely spiders coming through. Oh, Ket is so low on health. I don't know if these spiders are going to make it up to be able to be on top of this hill and safe. They're not even set to be on top of the hill. They're just going to get taken out. These bull are getting kited by a lot of hounds right now. We got Sumo with Arbiter and Sheldon backup, with Tigers coming into it. There's Banishers. Those Banisher shots going into a Sheldon ball will cause a lot of splash damage. These hounds are making it very far forward. Lightning tank coming up at them. They do get a T2 max. Everything to try and balance that eco in your favor. At the end of the day, more stuff is always better. And that requires more income. People always going back and forth, being very upset at each other. Rattlesnake versus Agitator. I know which one should win. I don't think they have... Yeah, they don't have vision of the Rattlesnake, unfortunately. I think the Agitator is just ever so slightly, dealing a little bit of splash damage every shot. Man, I don't know. There it goes. Yeah. Oh, we got another airwave coming in. Mimi is coming down. Gets into the fighter wall. Bombers behind. They are getting shot down by the fighters. Doesn't look like... And none of them make it to their target. Sheldon ball here, making it into Avengers' actual line of economy. Takes out the commander and is now back to the eco and the production. Take out either one right now, you can pretty much secure this line. T2 Labs under fire. The Sheldon are going to go behind this hill though, not be able to attack. Which gives that build power a chance to repair back up that lab, and here comes some T3 from the eco player to defend. There's a lot of Marauders against a couple Razorback and a lot of Sheldon. But in the end, there's a lot more Marauders and backed up by Bulls to take down those forces. Saves Avengers T2 Lab and his energy production. Doesn't really have any mexes left except for the original 3 though. The rest have all been destroyed. Those Marauders are coming forward now. While those Marauders are coming forward, Mooper Sega gets off a D-gun, takes out a couple. Commander dies after getting about 4 through the 2 D-guns. But the Commander death softens up a lot of these afterwards. All told, not too much damage sustained except for losing the Commander. So Marauder running through here from the eco player Lupin the Third. Not really able to get any economic damage done, just trading out unit for unit. Got Sumo, Arbiter, Sheldon combination here in the center from myself, trying to push forward. The economies between the two teams are very similar right now. Only diverging really when anybody's doing reclaim. Got Starlights with Lightnings in front, coming down. Meeting a Pulsar, though, is a quick way for those Starlights to meet their end. And then they damage everything around them, like so. Just gonna make the rest of these just pop. Yeah. Gotta spread those out a little more when you're moving them forward. It's difficult to keep everything exactly the way you need to. Front line is starting to get very messy here. Got one Vanguard on top of the hill from the blue player. How's the economies doing? Blue has 2 fusions, go working on a 3rd. Has a gantry up. The teal player Duffy is up to a 4 APHIS economy, going for 5. The eco player Lupin's at 3 APHIS, 4 APHIS now, working on the 5th. Air player has 2 fusions and an APHIS up. Purple over here, Hexadecimal's got 2 APHIS and a fusion going, so their economy is doing quite well. We've got Eric over here on the front line. Doesn't really have much energy income to speak of. Might need to work on that one. Ocelots starting on their first fusion, but they're also building advanced solars at the same time. Feel like you should just work on one or the other, not both. I've got 2 fusions done, and I'll be starting on an APHIS soon. On the opposing side, wow, that's ambitious. 3 T2 vehicle plants for Nice Ride, who has a 3 APHIS economy with 2 fusions. Orange player's already up to 2 APHIS, 2 fusions, so that's a good economy going. This is some good economies on the right side here. The eco's only at 2 though. Air's at 1 and then a fusion. Looks like Aggressa's got 2 fusions. Avenger's got 2 fusions as the Canyon player. And Viable's got, looks like 1 fusion up, so it's fairly even across this. Somebody's got to get some economic damage done. So right now, both sides are scaling and just fighting armies and spam in the middle. It's not really accomplishing much. So let's speed it up here and see where we get some more damage done. We got some Banishers and Tigers coming through here. Coming down from Aggressa. With Razorbacks pushing up in front, backed up by Sheldon and Arbiters with some Sumos. Looks like all 3 here are pushing forward. The Marauders and Fiends are cutting off to the left. Fiends are getting in. Might get some economic damage done. They do indeed get 1 mechs. And they're going to pull out with the rest of those on the left side. Up the center here, the Razorbacks have went down. Just leaving just my Sumo Sheldon combination here to continue the push. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to push through. There's still a lot back behind here. These Tigers, Banishers, freaking Tsar back here. If that Tsar gets to shoot at that Sheldon ball, it's gone. Thor coming forward. Thors are one of my favorite units, but I've been playing Cortex lately, so I don't get to use them. Lost my entire Sheldon ball composition. I do have a T3 gantry. I'm not utilizing it though at the moment. Looks like the Canyon is starting to lose its grip here for the South team. Bunch of Starlights are pushing through and making progress in. Got a bunch of sharpshooters here sitting on the side. I'd like it if those were sitting there cloaked instead of just waiting to be shot by these starlights. EMP bomber can definitely be useful here. That gauntlet from earlier is coming in useful there. Looks like the blue player did finally get up to Avenger's lab. Was able to take that out. Now is getting into some economy here. Taking out the build power, taking out the fusions, and at this point, Avenger has been sent back to nothing. Alright, so with that, the economies, the red team is still ahead by about 200 metal a second for their economy. I think it's mainly in the frontline players, especially Ket, Time Container. Their economies are very strong. And then, nice ride back here. Look at that economy going. Jeez. Very nice. Hearing bombing, but it's defensive bombing. Urgel brings their fighter wall forward to take out these defensive bombers to allow the push to continue. Ends up going into the fighter wall itself. Ooh, that was very deadly there. Lost all of his fighters. Alright. Thor might be able to secure this position. At least for the time being. These two going back and forth. We got some spam coming from Time Container over to their canyon and then pushing down. Looks like Avenger was given some combat engineers to try and rebuild. Need some res bots because their fusion there could be just resurrected. Thor over here is holding this position with a couple sharpshooters behind it. It's a lot of starlights though. You can't just sit back and let the starlights attack you. Oh no. Viable is reclaiming out the fusion that I'm guessing Avenger wants to resurrect. Oh, it's always so frustrating as the person that lost your base. Lots of Thors here from red. Looks like we got an air wave coming in. Are there any bombers behind? A couple, not many. Got 11 bombers behind. Down to 6, down to 3, 2, and nope. No bombers make it through. There's tons of spam coming through. Let's see, what's the end game here? Lots of spam coming through. All the ticks. Vision and get a little bit of friendly fire going. Let's give it some speed again and see what we can get besides just tick spam. Let's see. Still just building up on both sides. Looks like nobody really has the dominant advantage to pull through. Sending the Cargonists forward here because saw all these constructors coming up, didn't know what they were doing. They were just resurrecting or reclaiming. We thought they might be building like a Ragnarok or a Calamity. Uh-oh. Frontline nukes, which reminds me that, oh yeah, that's a thing. Got 6 Thors coming down the center. That's a lot. Looks like we're going to lose some labs here. Still got 5 coming down the center. And they're all very healthy. Yeah, Ocelox gets 1. That's all he's going to get before his commander gets taken out. Still 3 left. We got some defensive Thors, plus a Pulsar. Build power goes down for Ocelox here. And will his economy remain, or is it... Oh my. The economy for Ocelox just gets popped. Meanwhile, on the other side, my little crabs have made it up to this hill here, these Cargoneth, which I think the enemy forgot about, because at this point they're going forward, and they are in the back line. So we are going here trying to get some eco. Anti-nuke taken out there. We go, we get this APHIS here. And look at this chain. Look at that. Oh my. Wow. That just chained through 3 bases. Holy cow. And just like that, Red's economy just plummets. Whoa. Their tech player, their air player, and their frontline player, Aggressa, just removed. Benzir, Mimi, and Aggressa removed from the match, effectively. Just like that. And indeed, a couple of them did leave the match. Oh my. What a chain reaction. Red's got some Thors to try and apply some counter damage. Looks like Red has left, so now Orange took them. So Ket has his units now. He had wind turbines left, that's it for buildings. We got a income disadvantage now of double. So blue team's over 2.2k, red team's at 1k. Plus there's more people to actually control all the units. I know myself, I don't have that many actions per minute, so having a whole bunch more stuff isn't always the most useful thing for me. So much spam out on the right side of the map. Look at all this. So much. It's not making it through though. There's a line of Titans, a line of Cargoneth, and a line of Thors that spam is running into. Not useful. Some bulls coming through. Well, they get a rattlesnake. Looks like that's going to be about it, though. That's a lot of bulls set up here on this eastern side. I wish I could see Duffy send these in. He's got a lot of tier 3 here. I feel like if these Titans and Thors just went forward, that would be it. Karganeth going forward. There's Thors chasing them down. There's some Starlights up here to intercept, but not enough to destroy all the Karganeth. Fiend's trying to slip by. Looks like Yellow's Razorbacks will be there to intercept them. Yellow's got Vanguards up high, though. Those gotta be dealt with. Red is putting up a great defense and rebuilding their economy. They're not sitting there and trying to win from a deficit without ecoing up. They are continually increasing their eco, and that makes a big difference. We got a bunch of bombers coming through here. Let's see if any of them are able to make it home. There's a lot of flak cannons here, so I doubt these T1 bombers are going to be able to actually drop their payload. Nope. Nope. Flak cannons take those out before they can even launch a single bomb. The Titans are walking forward, though. The Starlights and the Pulsars can deal with them. The Bulls, not so much. And we're down to 4 players now on the red side as Time Container takes control for the orange commander who left. Got the Vanguards up on the hill. Razorbacks coming through the side. But got Karganeth going up to the top of the hill. And in a one-on-one fight when the enemy is showing up right next to you, the Vanguard does not deal that much damage over time. It's very low DPS, but a high burst artillery shell. So those are going to get taken out. This Razorback might cause a problem, though. They are just running straight into the defenses as opposed to going around them. And they're going to run into about double the amount of Razorback plus Thor. It's not ideal. Yeah, at this point, the ecos and the backlines are just absurd. We do have a leak here. Got some pawns actually leaking through. Getting eaten up by the construction turrets, though, which is always a funny thing to see. The poor pawns just disappear. Razorback pushing forward. Viable's got their commander out to D-gun. 2-3 takes out 3 and injures about 5 more with his destruction. Thor trying to defend against the Razorbacks. Are they gonna make it through? They're getting some more mexes. Oh, we're getting close. No, keep moving. Get the build power. Gotta go through and get the build power. That is what is... There it goes, I think. Yep. Gets the build power, gets the converters, gets a couple aphises. And there's another chain reaction, killing about 400 metal per second off from the red team. Got some Thors engaged with Karganeths here. Well, do we have any bombers with this? Or is this just fighters? I think it's just fighters. Yeah, just fighters. I think this is pretty much over at this point. Got juggernauts being produced. An economy in the backline here from Duffy that is just... Look at that, 900 metal per second for one player. That's nuts. That's what that is. And with that, I think this is where they should pretty much resign at this point. They have nothing left on the map. Alright. Karganeth. Hero Karganeth. You can do it. Ah, they resigned. Alright. GG. If you guys enjoyed the match, go ahead and leave me a like down below. If there's things you want to see, things you want me to improve, leave me a comment. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.